I'm Kimmo Saarela from TreLab, and TreLab is doing wireless measurement systems, not only sensors. We have heard good presentations today, and I actually want you to kind of think back what we've heard so far and spot things that we haven't heard in my presentation, because there are so many things that I actually have done myself, either right or wrong, what we are doing and how we have done things at TreLab. And it's good to reflect back on the presentations. I would actually like to start with kind of a challenging question. It's not going there. Ei kun nimenomaan justiin näin, tää on ihan ok, mutta kato siitä. Joo. Muuten se ei toimi toi. Joo, kun tonne se pitäisi mennä toimimaan. Okay, now it's the right one. So, the question we had a couple of years ago is that, okay, what's happening on the factory floor? TreLab started with healthcare, well-being, and now we are doing industrial internet stuff. And we are doing it with the same platform, same hardware, same ideology, same technology. But our customer segment is completely different. The question for us was what's happening on the factory floor, and why we wanted to have that question answered is that, like we've heard today, that especially in Finland, we want to drive the operational efficiency. One of the reasons why managers want to drive the operational efficiency is that there are lots of studies that you can, to some limit, to some extent, go for 10 to 25% increases in operational efficiency if you do things right and you do this in a controlled, regular manner. Of course, you can't go on forever because eventually you would be out of scale somewhere. But anyway, there are situations on the factory floor where the whole process can be improved 10 to 25%, or an operation of a single machine can be improved 10 to 25%. So it's an attractive market for our customers. That's the value for the customer. And then comes basically the bright idea that on the factory floor, according to Cisco systems, only 4% of the machines are connected to internet in any way. And connected to internet and modern production planning systems, ERPs, etc., that's really the lacking part of the equation. So there is a huge market available. So as a startup company, we say, okay, hey, that's our market. Let's see the dollar signs on your eyes, and then you go forward. Hey, great, excellent, good market opportunity. And we want to address that market. You end up easily with slides that are full of features. So you take a factory floor, you have the overhead crane there, engine temperature, it's low, it's on the green. Ambient temperature 21, the surroundings are nice, etc. You get these kind of lists from the product managers, you get these kind of lists from the engineers, and unfortunately also from the sales guys as well. They are feature lists. And you also end up in things that, okay, we measure the events, we measure the location, condition monitoring, environment utilization. What is lacking in here is the value for the customer. So instead of going for the feature lists, think about what's the value for the customer. And in our case, of course, it is traditionally the efficiency improvement so they can save money. That's what sells. If you can show that at the bottom line, the numbers are black or green, however you indicate the positive return on investment, that's when it's easy to sell things. And that's basically where we are also going into that direction. But the thing that I have in mind is that instead of having this traditional operational efficiency only, how do you get new ideas? Where do you get them? Thinking about if you are measuring old machines on the factory floor, you get the temperature, you get the vibration, you get the utilization rate, all these kind of things. You can use them to improve the efficiency. Great. Can you do something else? How do you come to that question? For example, can you go in your business model in the direction where you are charging by the hours that the machines are running? Can you actually go to prescriptive maintenance? I'm not talking about predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance for me and for quite a number of people means that, like a car, you have a maintenance schedule. Every 15,000, 25,000 kilometers you do something. That's kind of predictive calendar-based maintenance. If it's prescriptive maintenance, the system will tell you somehow that now the engine will go south, it will brake, but instead of telling you that, it will tell you also that, by the way, these are the things that you can do and you need to do to fix it. So it prescribes you the actions that you need to take. So there's a lot more than just the calendar hourly based measurement system. It's also saying, okay, typically, for example, if this type of machine breaks, it's this part that you have to change. So check it first, or if the symptoms are clear enough, you can actually start ordering the spare parts already. You can start planning when the machine is serviced, and you can make sure that the service engineer is there. The traditional Finnish way is that when the smoke comes out of the machine, the hell breaks loose. Okay, where do I get the spare part? Where is the service guy? And by the way, do I need to inform the customers that now, for example, the shipments are delayed? Think about the amount of money that you are wasting on this hassle alone. Instead of, if you had known that, okay, by the way, it will break probably in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then you can actually start ordering spare parts, make sure that the service guy is there, not on vacation, and you can actually inform the customers, or you don't even have to inform the customers, but you inform the shipment department that, by the way, now we have a service break, which affects our deliveries, etc. Those are the things that you can start thinking and how to improve in other ways. Rewarding people, keeping them committed, empowering people, giving them the opportunity to really impact your bottom line in there. And the question, I think, that do you really dare to claim that you know it all by yourself? I don't know it all by ourselves, but we have the opportunity in-house to discuss about these things, and we can also freely use contractors, consultants, guys fresh from the school. So we have the right people, and we also need to look at the right mindset that those people are. So it was in earlier presentation that you need to also think about who are the people you are working with, what kind of skills they have, what kind of persons they are, how they fit together. So those are the things that you have to think as well and keep in mind when you go on with finding the new ideas and going into the direction where you are not the traditional, thanks Harry, so where you are not working with the traditional way and you are trying to change the company. So for example, TreLab, founded in 2011, late 2011, we are 13 people right now, but we have plus 35 partners. We call them partners. We don't call them subcontractors. We don't call them consultants. There are software vendors, there are software integrators, analytics specialists, maintenance and repair operations companies, etc. And what's missing from the slide? customers. So we also talk a lot with our customers. These are a couple of examples. You probably know the names, and to some extent it feels damn good to see on the social media things like Konecranes on the official account is asking a question from General Electric and Bosch that, okay, what are the technologies for industrial internet development? And oops, by the way, TreLab is one of those companies that they are asking for. What are the technologies? So we have done something right as well. That was the mandatory commercial break in here. So we have something to offer. Before I go into one of the examples and then keep on the commercial break, I do have a street credibility issue when I go and talk with the machinery people, big machines, and I go there, I have this kind of a small box with me and say, okay, it's probably a production line or big machine that I can start measuring, providing you information from that machine or device with this kind of a set of things. There are the gateways, there are the measurement devices of this size. So that's our innovation, that's our feature set that we are using in helping our customers get value from their products. I don't drive there with a big van, I don't have huge piles of measurement devices, anything like that. It's just small as that. One additional quick idea for you, which has been now mentioned 2 times already. I go a little bit more into the specifics. Industry hack concept in Finland. During 2015, they actually created in the industry hacks more than 100 experiments, i.e. hacks. There were 250 people, 150 experts from the host companies, and there's also 4+ billion lines of code and data available through those events. And I was glad to hear in both of the earlier hack discussions and presentations that it's not only about coding. The successful companies, those teams that have won the hacks, they are actually comprised, the members of the teams are not only coders, but you have people who are experts in UI design, UX design, and you have people with the business background. If nothing else, the business background people can make a bloody good presentation out of that instead of a feature list. Or this is how the technology works. I hope I didn't have any 3-letter acronyms in my presentations because I try to avoid them. This is not about technology, this is about getting value and adding value to the customers. So from TreLab perspective, we haven't actually participated as a hack team in any of these events. We've been there as a technology provider, so we've been working with those companies. Our system is there, and the hack teams are using our stuff. Of course, as a business development person, sales guy, in this context, I'm more than happy with that approach because we are deeper with these companies. But yet we are there. The teams, the hack teams, they are using our technology. They are exploiting it. They are asking why it's doing it this way, why isn't it doing that? So we also learn all the time from the hack teams, but also from the host organizations. So we are using the expertise and the ideas from outside. And it's sometimes only a different question coming from a different angle that makes, hey, by the way, yeah, that's right. We haven't thought it that way, but it makes sense if you start looking at it from that angle, and it helps us further as well. So to kind of, first of all, keep up with the schedule, but to give you this kind of advice is that regardless of whether you are a big company or a small company, I was actually glad to see and recognize a couple of the company names in here who you are presenting, some of our partners, I would say, customers, etc. But thing is that start acting now. take the small steps to start doing things. Don't just plan. Try, pilot, proof of concept, whatever. That's the way you can move forward. If you are just basically thinking about that, okay, what are the problems and what are the challenges, you will never get there. In Finnish we say hommat liikkeelle, laittakaa ne hommat liikkeelle. So take the small steps, start doing things, start experimenting. And you will end up in places like this. That's a Kuusakoski auto crashing facility, 150 meters long, and we are there with these small things. Why actually it's a good reference is that in Finland we have this system where you can go and have your car recycled. Kuusakoski Seutula plant is one of the official receiving points for the cars so that they get crushed. It takes about 2 minutes when the car, which is tires removed, gasoline removed, etc., goes from the other end of the line, and then from the outside in 2 minutes it comes out in pieces smaller than this. So if you ever visit the place, take a look where you are parking your car if you want to drive and use it when you're going back. But that's basically all I had in mind. So start acting now. Pistetään hommat liikkeelle. Thank you.